Good morning, students. This is continuation for last class, that is isomerism. In our last class, we have discussed about monosubstituted benzene. Monosubstituted benzene produces only one isomer. Now next, disubstituted benzene. Here, disubstituted benzene means in benzene, two hydrogens replaced by two univalent groups, then that is called disubstituted benzene. Like this. This is disubstituted. Here one hydrogen replaced with these two groups. This is a disubstituted benzene. Here, disubstituted benzene produces three isomers. It produces three isomers. Here, these two substituent groups, either same or different, it can produce three isomers. Okay, now here this is the first position, this is second position, or you can take this compound also. Here this is first position, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, that is 1, 6. 1, 2 and 1, 6 positions are equivalent positions, are same position. That's why these two compounds are same. Okay, here 1, 2 disubstituted benzene or 1, 6 disubstituted benzene. These two are called ortho compounds. Ortho compounds. Okay, here 1, 2 disubstituted benzene or 1, 3 disubstituted benzene. This is one isomer. Similarly, if you take one more isomer, that is 1, 3 disubstituted benzene, or you can take 1, 5 disubstituted benzene. Here this is first position, second, third position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is fifth position, this is first position. 1, 3 disubstituted benzene or 1, 5 disubstituted benzene. These two are same compounds. That's why, that means here these two positions are equivalent positions and this compound is called meta compounds. Meta compound. This is second isomer. Next isomer is 1, 4 disubstituted benzene. 1, 4 disubstituted benzene. This 1, 4 disubstituted benzene is also called as para compound. Okay, this is the third isomer. Always disubstituted benzene produces three isomers, that is ortho compound, meta compound and para compound. These are the three isomers possible for disubstituted benzene. Next one, trisubstituted benzene. Next one, trisubstituted benzene. Trisubstituted benzene means three hydrogen atoms of benzene replaced by three monovalent groups. Then that is considered as trisubstituted benzene. Here, in case of trisubstituted benzene, number of isomers depends upon nature of substituents. In case of trisubstituted benzene, number of isomers depends upon nature of substituent. nature of substituent. Here, if you take case 1, if the 3 substituent groups are same, if three substituents are same, then the trisubstituted benzene produces 3 isomers. It produces 3 isomers. When the 3 substituent groups are same, then the trisubstituted benzene produces 3 isomers. For example, here this is the first isomer of trisubstituted benzene. This is adjacent isomer. Next, one more isomer, that is this one. This is unsymmetrical isomer. Third isomer for trisubstituted benzene is this one. This is the third isomer of trisubstituted benzene. This is symmetrical isomer. Okay, when 3 substituent groups are same in trisubstituted benzene, then that produces 3 isomers. They are adjacent isomer, unsymmetrical isomer and symmetrical isomer. Next, case 2, if 2 substituent groups are same and third one different. 2 substituent groups are same and third one is different, then it produces 6 isomers. When 2 substituent groups are same and third one is different, then the trisubstituted benzene produces 6 isomers. Okay, next to case 3, if 3 substituent groups are different, then the trisubstituted benzene produces 10 isomers. Okay, now these are the number of isomers in trisubstituted benzene. When trisubstituted benzene is there, you need to check whether the 3 substituent groups are same or different. Based on the nature of substituent, number of isomers possible for that trisubstituted benzene. When 3 groups are same, then that produces 3 isomers. If 2 groups same and third one is different, then that produces 6 isomers. When 3 groups different, then that produces 10 isomers. Here no need to write all these isomers. You need to remember just number of possible isomers for particular substituted benzene. This is about isomerism in benzene. Next topic is aromaticity. Next one is aromaticity. Here aromaticity means the compounds which are cyclic and planar, and those compounds undergo substitution reaction rather than addition reactions. Then The property is considered as aromaticity. Aromaticity nothing but when a compound cyclic and planar, it should undergo substitution reactions. Instead of addition reactions. Okay na. Then the compound property is considered as aromaticity. Aromaticity means compound should be cyclic, planar, and it should undergo substitution reactions instead of or rather than addition reactions. The property of that compound is considered as aromaticity. Here, two types of compounds are there. Those are aromatic compounds and anti-aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds, anti-aromatic compounds. Aromatic and anti-aromatic compounds. Here, for these aromatic and anti-aromatic compounds, some conditions are there. Now let us see those conditions. For aromatic compound, the compound must be cyclic. These are the conditions for aromatic compounds. First condition is what? Compound should be cyclic. Compound should be cyclic with conjugation. This is the first condition for aromatic compounds. Here already we have discussed about this conjugation or conjugated systems. Conjugation or conjugated system means pi bond should be alternatively present in the molecule. That means double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. That type of systems are also considered as conjugation, or double bond, single bond, lone pair, or double bond, single bond, positive charge, or double bond, single bond, negative charge. These all are considered as conjugated systems. This is already we have discussed about discussed in electron displacements. That's why once again remember that one. First condition for aromatic compounds, a cyclic compound should be cyclic with conjugation. Second condition for this, compound should be planar. Here compound planarity. Planarity means how can we check whether the compound is planar or non-planar? Here when we keep a molecule or compound on the plane, if all the atoms touch the plane of that plane, then the molecule considered as planar molecule. When we keep molecule on plane, then all the atoms if touch the plane, then the molecule is planar molecule. Or one more is there to identify planarity of molecule, that is if the compound contain all sp2 hybrid carbons. If compound contains all sp2 hybrid carbons, then the molecule is planar. Okay na. This is the second condition for aromatic compounds. Next one, the molecule should follow Huckel rule. The molecule should follow Huckel rule. Here Huckel rule means that molecule should contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons. 4n plus 2 pi electrons. This is Huckel rule. If molecule contains 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then that is Huckel rule. Here n is integer. Here n is equals to 0, 1, 2 up to n. Okay now. These are the n values. When the compound follow these three conditions, then that compound is considered as aromatic compound. Okay. Here similarly, when we observe the conditions for anti-aromatic compounds, here these two conditions are same for this anti-aromatic. That means molecule should be cyclic with conjugation, and second condition is molecule should be planar. That means all the carbons must contain sp2 hybridization. Next here, Huckel rule here, 4n pi electron system. 4n pi electrons. A molecule with 4n pi electrons, then that is anti-aromatic compound. Molecule with 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then that is aromatic compounds. Okay, now let us see one example for this. If you take benzene, here one more thing, conjugation means alternative double bonds, or double bond single bond lone pair, or double bond single bond positive charge, or double bond single bond negative charge. These are the conjugated systems. When conjugated system is present, then the pi electrons always delocalized. Delocalized means shift in between carbon atoms. That is nothing but delocalization. You need to remember this delocalization of pi electrons. Okay, here how many pi bonds? 3 pi bonds. First, whether this compound satisfy these conditions or not, we'll check. First one, is it cyclic? Okay, this is a cyclic with conjugation or not? Okay, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. That's why it is a conjugated system and cyclic. First condition satisfied. Next, planarity. Here, if you observe this molecule, when we observe this carbon, we know that valency of carbon, what is that? Valency of carbon is 4. That means it can form 4 bonds. Here, when we observe the number of bonds around the carbon, here 1, 2, here one more hydrogen is there for a carbon, 1, 2, 3, 3 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond, total 4 bonds. That's why valency of carbon here satisfied. When we finding the hybridization, we need to count only number of sigma bonds and lone pair of electrons, but not pi bonds. That's why here the hybridization of this carbon is 1, 2, 3, 3 sigma bonds. That's why sp2 hybridization. For this also, number of sigma bonds 1, 2, third one is hydrogen. That's why total 3. That's why it is also sp2 hybridized carbon. Here also it is sp2 hybridized carbon. This one also sp2 hybridized. This one. All 6 carbons in benzene sp2 hybrid carbons. Because of that reason, this molecule is planar. Second condition is also satisfied. Next to Huckel rule. Now let us check this one, this compound whether follows Huckel rule or not. Here, what is Huckel rule? 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Here how many pi bonds? 3 pi bonds. Pi electrons nothing but, now we need to count number of pi bonds. Each bond is formed by 2 electrons. Because of that reason, we have here 3 pi bonds, total 6 electrons. Okay, now how many pi electrons in this? 6 pi electrons. You need to count delocalized pi electrons only. those which are participating in delocalization, that means in shift between carbons, then only we need to count those electrons as pi electrons. Okay, here this is this benzene contains 6 pi electrons, that's why here 4n is equals to 4, here n is equals to 1. Here 1 is a integer value. Okay, here n value is integer. Because of that reason the benzene follows Hooke's rule, and this satisfies all three conditions. Because of that reason benzene is a aromatic compound. Benzene is a aromatic compound. Okay, now let us see one example for anti-aromatic compound. Here this is a one compound. Can you say name of this compound? Here first, this compound contains 4 carbons, that's why the root word is but. But before that we need to write prefix. This is a cyclic compound, that's why cyclobutane, but 5 bonds are there, that's why we need to use suffix as -ene, and 2 double bonds present, that's why it is a cyclobutadiene. Cyclobutadiene. Okay, that is the name. Here first condition is cyclic. The compound is cyclic with conjugation, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. That's why it is a cyclic with conjugation. First condition. Next one, planarity of molecules. See, here this carbon contains 1, 2, 3, fourth bond is hydrogen, but here one pi bond is there. That's why we need to count only sigma bond. 3 sigma bond. That's why it is sp2 hybridized carbon. This is also sp2 hybridized carbon.